The 125-lap late model stock car race. Mike Alexander on the pole, challenging the 86 car of Jeff Green. Green qualifies second fastest. This is the first lap as the leaders go down the back straightaway. Wait a minute, where's our camera? Back down at the Great Fire. Yes, that explosion was Joe DeMint and Mike Reynolds. Not a lot of things at a racetrack scare me. This not only took my breath away, but it made me real scared, and I covered 100 yards in about 8 seconds. Now, you know how big I am. You know what an accomplishment that was. I don't think I touched it maybe twice because I was really fearful. My partner, Rich Blum, covered the same distance and a little bit less because I think he was as scared. As the crews went to work to put Joe DeMint's car out, they did not realize Joe was already out, making his way down the bank back to his pits. And Mike Reynolds sat some 125, 150 feet down the racetrack, part of his car still burning. Mike rests tonight in Vanderbilt Hospital with second and third degree burns on his hands. We're going to get another slow motion look at this in just a second. I understand he may have some skin grafts on Thursday, but he is feeling better. And it was his hands that took the brunt of it. Now watch very closely right here. DeMint's already been up on the wall. Apparently his fuel cell is already just spilled everywhere. Reynolds comes in, scrapes the wall, one spark, boom. Folks, get a real good look at how high those flames jumped into the night air. Maybe you just need to look at it to fully comprehend it. The quality may not be that great, but just an idea of how massive and how hot that fire got. Thanks to the Davidson County Rescue Squad, Newt Moore and others who were able to help get Mike out of the car. And we have a special message for Mike here just a little bit later. But this is a frightening sight, obviously. And I think it's also a sight that those of you who are drivers, if you don't have the fire retardant gloves after this one, you don't need to be back behind the wheel. We're going to restart it. Out of turn 4 they come again. It is Alexander and Green, and this time Green got the jump on the start. Mikey back in his old colors, and it really looked good to see Alexander back. And this was racing, as we used to say, like it used to be. And here's one that'll thrill your hearts, old-timers. Tony Cunningham, Mike Alexander, Tony Cunningham. Cunningham, 360. I ain't real happy. Carol Ford got into the wall early in the race. There you see the leaderboard at lap 32. That's Hamilton in third. Alexander and Green waged a great battle through most of the night. Alexander eventually retiring his Buick because it overheated trying to stay up with the Chevy of Jeff Green. That'll make Jimmy Allen happy. As they go down into 1 and 2. It was a back and forth battle, and as we've seen most of the year, of course, you know who won this thing. Up in turns number 1 and 2, yes, that's the 19 car. That's, what, the 37th time this year we've used that shot. Down the back straightaway goes the 86 and the 84. I mean, this is the way it was all night long. It was a great race. Bobby Hamilton, stayed behind him and just kind of watched. I think he was waiting for his chance to make a move, but it never came. Here, a spinner off of turn 4, and we go to the pits. The only problem is that we have a fuel spill on the pit road. Watch this. As Green's crew beats Alexander's out of the pit area, we should shift here. Yep, you got it. Out of Bobby Hamilton's pit, another fire. Unbelievable night for pyrotechnics. Back to the race we go. This is probably some 80 laps into the event. Mickey balls into the wall, blows a right front tire. Down into the bottom of turn 4 he comes. Mickey's car, what else? It's on fire. I kept waiting to go home and find my wife on fire. I mean, it was one of those nights. Mickey will get out of the car, so who cares? Let the thing burn to the ground was my initial reaction as long as he's out. The safety crew goes to put it out. So they dump about 6 or 8 fire extinguishers on it. There's only one problem. It refires. So they dump 6 or 7 more. Well, refired. So they dumped everything else they had on it. And you're going to see a cloud here momentarily, the likes of which you haven't seen in a long time. Here comes the big Chevy truck that has the big unit. I mean, 150-pounder, I believe, on the back of it. And they're going to try to put all this out. In the meantime, as you can see, some members of the safety crew are diving into this thing. into this cloud of smoke. Now, the way fire extinguishers work, they remove the oxygen from the fire. Therefore, no oxygen, no fire. Sounds good, right? There's only one problem. If a human being walks into this cloud, there ain't no oxygen. Not real bright sometimes, but real brave. And that's basically what has happened. You will see here shortly to 3 of them. Mike Taylor and Trey Metters included. The volunteers that went in to try to get this thing out. Here it fires up again. And you can see the cloud that they used. All 3 were treated and released at Vanderbilt on a night that saw several transported. And also understand that the Acme Fire and Safety stock shot up 15 points yesterday morning when the track went to refill all their extinguishers. Surprise up in turn 4. We've got another one as caution comes out yet again. By this time, Alexander has retired, I believe, and it is Jeff Green who is out in front trying to put a lap on everybody, trying to get away. Andy Kirby led, and the rookie looked great for about 15 laps before Green and new tires finally got him and got around him. Now, here's one. Carroll Ford sitting right there in the middle of the racetrack. He had been there from the Channel 4 tape about 6-7 seconds before. The 19 car drilled it and then caught on fire. What else? As Jeff Green wins the race. He ended the season